Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Original Assassin again, and I'm just in a ship right now in the new harbor in Riverton. Except there's a spider outside there, and can't really get past. Damn it! I'm going up. What an idiot. Okay, so basically. If you haven't seen Iron Man 3 yet, you might want to turn off this video right now because it's going to ruin something about the movie. It's not like a huge part of the movie, but personally, I don't like to hear anything about a movie, even if someone tells me, like, I don't know, they meet someone named Marty. That would really piss me off if someone said that because I just feel like I want to see the movie, don't tell me anything about it. So anyway, just a heads up there, but if you have seen it, you know that Iron Man is suffering in this movie from anxiety attacks. And this is due to New York for him, the whole experience in the Avengers with, you know, almost dying when he went through the wormhole with the nuke and blah, blah, blah. But I really enjoyed seeing this in the movie, the fact that he was suffering from anxiety, because this is something I deal with personally in my life. I haven't talked about it until now, and I've been trying to find the right time to talk about it, because I don't know, it's just something that, you know, I feel like you need to have the right time. It's not just like, oh, hey, by the way, guys, I built a house and I have anxiety. It's like there needs to be a reason, and I really want to talk about it to the point where I can, you know, put out there that if anyone with anxiety needs help, I'd love for them to contact me. But basically, my kind of anxiety is very similar to the one Iron Man was experiencing, where it comes in like waves, and I am diagnosed with a disorder called panic disorder. I believe that's what he's having in the movie. I mean, he's having, like, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Blech. But it's similar in the ways that it comes on very suddenly, and it can go away very suddenly. And this all started happening for me about a month or two after I started YouTube. And my first panic attack. Well, I was at the movies seeing Argo with my family, and I mean, great movie, you should definitely go see it, but towards the end of the movie, I'd say there was about 15 minutes left, I started to feel very hot and just kind of dizzy, but I was ignoring it because the week prior I had felt dizzy on and off, and I went to the doctors for it, I was going to the doctors for it, I hadn't gone yet. And blah blah blah. So I ignored it a little bit and whatever. But all of a sudden it started to get worse and worse and worse until suddenly it was so overbearing that I felt like I might literally pass out in the movie theater. So I got up and I told my dad, you know, I've got to leave. And my mom was sitting next to him, but I was directly addressing my dad. I'm not sure why. But I then left the theater. I went to the bathroom. I started putting water on my wrists because you often do that when you are feeling, you know, lightheaded and stuff. If you're gonna pass out, I don't know why, but it just makes you feel better. I'm not sure why. There's probably some reason to it, but you know, that didn't work too well. So then my dad showed up in the bathroom almost immediately because he could tell that something was really wrong, and I said, you know, I think I'm going to go for a walk, or no, I'm going to go outside. So I walked upstairs because the movie theater's underground, and I just sat down almost immediately, and then I got up because it felt much better standing up, which is kind of like a weird thing if you ever thought you're going to pass out, so that was very strange to me. And I then said to my dad, okay, Dad, I have to go to the emergency room. because it was just so intense. I hate saying it because, it's a horrible thing to think, but at the time I thought that was probably going to be one of the last days I would, be alive, because it felt so overbearingly horrible. And it's hard to explain to people because you don't really understand what anxiety is like until you experience it yourself. But moving on with that day, going back a little bit. So we got in the car and we started driving. By this time, my whole family had come outside, Teddy and my mom, so it's not like that many more people had to come out. But we started driving to the emergency room. Oh, really? There's monsters? Ugh, okay, I'll make a sword and kill them. And I'd say maybe, only a few minutes, probably 3 minutes at most. I said that I had to stop and get out of the car because I really wasn't feeling well. Which might sound weird. You might think that you'd want to speed up and go, faster to the emergency room. But I said I wanted them to stop so I could get a breather and then also call an ambulance. So they did. And they called an ambulance for me. And the cops came beforehand because that's, a typical thing for them to do, to come diagnose the situation before they get the ambulance to you. And, I just told them what was going on. My limbs really mostly felt very numb, and they tingled and all this kind of stuff. So my hands, my arms, my feet, my legs, all tingly and numb and all that kind of stuff, and you feel very lightheaded. And an important part about that is that it was both hands, both arms, both legs, and both feet. You'll understand later. But going on, the ambulance comes. I'm feeling kind of better. It's not as insane anymore. I'm not really sure why. Why this thing came and went so fast. And then I start feeling it come on again as I start thinking about it and all this kind of stuff. When I finally get to the emergency room, they make me strip down and put on the, whatever that thing's called, I don't know, the thing that, they zipper on the back or whatever, Velcro together. I'm not really sure how it works. And they put monitors on my heart, and, well, not, directly on my heart, but on my chest, on my skin. They put a thing for putting stuff into my blood in my arm. What's it called? IV? I think? I don't know. But they then also drew blood, and they ran a bunch of tests. And then a little bit later, they still weren't too sure, so they made me go and get my brain scanned in an MRI or CAT scan. I don't know. It was one of those two. And they still couldn't find anything, which is kind of a relief that they can't find anything. But you'd almost rather, I feel like, at least I did, that they did find something so they could tell you, and we found this, and this is how we're gonna treat it. But so nothing up to that point. So then a little bit later, the doctor comes in and he's like, well, we checked all we could, but with the symptoms you described and the fact that your limbs, both limbs on either side of your body, were feeling numb and tingly, not just one, makes us think that this is an extreme stress problem. And now I'm thinking, are you what? A stress problem? That's kind of ridiculous. I had no reason to be stressed. I mean, I didn't really like high school. I'm not gonna lie, high school was pretty blowy. But there was nothing that I thought should cause this kind of a problem. So they dismissed me, or dismissed? I don't know if that's the right... Well, dismissed. We'll use that. And they sent me home. And on the way home, it started happening again. So I went back, blah, 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 and I stayed a little bit while longer. And I remember Tedwin texting me that The Walking Dead was coming on. I had never watched The Walking Dead before. But Tedwin always insisted how great the show was. And he knew what my whole situation was, and he knew I was in the emergency room and everything. And he also knew I had a TV, so he's like, you know what, why don't you try watching The Walking Dead? So I tried watching it, didn't like it, turned it off. But I ended up going home again, and when I got home, I felt huge relief and blah, blah, blah. Now, luckily for me, my brother Teddy suffered from anxiety, but not the same type that I have, where, it's like sudden and all that kind of stuff. He suffered it, or mine's like sudden and a lot of randomness, although it can have some triggers to it. But his is all trigger, and also it's not so sudden. It's pretty much like it onsets on him, or like, let's say he's scared of, going on a plane or something. So he'll know, first of all, that he's going to have anxiety. But second of all, he'll have it for a few days beforehand, all that kind of stuff. Whereas if my disorder, if I got triggered for going on a plane, these are just examples, by the way, it would be pretty much immediately. And like, I don't know, let's say I sat down on the plane, and then all of a sudden I start feeling this overwhelming feeling of anxiety and, these side effects that come with it, which are shaking. There's a huge list here. It's hard to breathe sometimes. Very fast heart rate. You feel sometimes tingly in the limbs. Headaches, dizziness, lightheadedness, ears ringing, hot flashes. There's so much. You could look up a list, and I advise you, if you do have anxiety, to look up a list and even print it out, because it really helps if you're having some trouble to look over the symptom list to confirm to yourself, because this is one of the things I had problems with, but to show yourself this is anxiety, this is something that many people have. It's not spoken about as much, and it's not seen, because it's something that you can't see. You only see the emotions that the people are displaying. You don't see, a broken bone or a bleeding arm kind of a thing. You see emotions and just kind of horrible things. But that's another problem with this kind of disease. No, I'll call it disorder. It's kind of disorder because it's not really understood by the public, and I don't even think I understood it. I mean, my brother, like I said, had it for a long time, but I never really understood what it was like to have any kind of anxiety, although mine's much different than his, until I started having it myself. And what is with this block? Hold on. Oh, looks like I'm lagging. Okay. Whoa, damn. That was crazy. But so, I have trouble with certain people that you meet and everything. Let's say if you're going to school, schools don't really understand, unless it's a public school. Because public schools, it's mandatory that they take care of all these kind of things, and there's been stuff put in place for public schools for almost every disorder or disease and everything. But I go to Catholic school, and the majority of people do not understand what it's like to have anxiety and the kind of stuff that comes along with it. Let me explain anxiety to you a little bit if you don't understand how it feels, because you probably will never understand how it feels unless you unfortunately have the experience of having one of these disorders. But if you ever had adrenaline, let's say you step off the curb, right? And you almost get hit by a car. Now, that is some scary crap, right? Or someone jumps out from behind somewhere and scares the nutsack off you. Well, that heart racing, heart pounding kind of a thing is crazy. And you end up laughing it off. Where with anxiety, you'd have that heart pounding, that heart racing for a while. And with some people, it's for like a certain reason, like, I don't know, school. A lot of people have anxiety over. But for other people like me, it's often random, which, makes it even scarier because you don't know when it's going to happen. But relating it back to Iron Man, because I just found it very, very interesting that they actually had anxiety in the Iron Man movie, because, I experienced it. So it was kind of like, I don't know, a fanboying kind of moment. I don't know. It was like just very nice to see that they put that in there, even though most people won't get it or understand what it's like to have anxiety. But as soon as I saw when he is in the diner and he has this, overwhelming reaction, he runs out of the diner, all this kind of stuff, and he gets Jarvis to check his pulse and, vitals and all that kind of stuff. I was just thinking, there's no way. Is it going to be what I think it is? And then Jarvis says to him, "Sir, I think you're having a stress attack." And I was just like, wow, I'm really very proud of the writers that they put this in here, because it's something that most people don't understand or even know about. And they did it perfect. Robert Downey Jr., I don't know if he experiences them or not. I think someone in the cast or the writing crew has to experience them, because they knew it so well, the anxiety that he was having and kind of stuff like that, that it just makes me think that someone in there must have had this problem before, or had a brother or sister or something with PTSD or any kind of other anxiety disorder. So basically what I'm saying is, like, I guess kind of thank you for letting people see what it's like, although they might not pick up on it. But yeah, so that, I've been running around today, guys. I'm going to quickly run you through what I've done in Riverton, because, you've just seen me run around right now, and you're probably wondering what some of this stuff is. But thanks for listening to, this anxiety thing. I know most of you might have already clicked away by now, because this isn't something that interests you, but it is something that happens with me, and it's a personal thing. And like I said earlier, if you do experience any anxiety and you just want to talk about it, or even, I don't know, if you want to talk about it, just private message me or contact me however you like. Put it on the Facebook page, tweet at me. It's all fine with me, basically. But going back to Riverton. So this is the docks. I don't know why I put docks. It's really just dock, but we'll keep it to the docks because it sounds more, fun. You can obviously see the lighthouse in the background over there. I just would like to point out that all this stuff is pretty much built by me, but Teddy helped me build the actual dock part of this, and then I built this ship part, which, it's okay. It's not the best, but I think it's fine for what it is. It's got, this little downstairs area. It has nothing in it right now. It'll probably eventually get, like, hay bales and stuff like that down here. Chests, hay bales, I'm not sure. But the reason it doesn't have, like, cannons is because it's for cargo, not for, war. But then it's also got the crow's nest up here. Let's see. So you can see a lot of Riverton from up here, which is pretty nice. Ted's house and his barn over there, pretty nice looking. If I could get down, okay, there we go. And then it's got like the captain's quarters. I have to put a bed in here still. I don't have one on me. But I'm pretty sure Teddy has like 9 beds from when he had that whole Snoozies Snoozies. It was a knockoff of Sleepies. I don't know if that was in any videos. And then I just have to add we'll call it a steering wheel for the sake of this, up here. So then that'll be complete. Now going over, I guess I'll go to the library next. Okay, so another thing is I did try raising these bridges because me and Ted have been discussing it for a long time on how we want the bridges to be higher. This way we could actually use boats to get around. Wow, there are a ton of skeletons suddenly. Except when I tried raising this one, it just looked really bad. So I'm going to have to find like a new style for them or something. I'm not sure. Or just admit defeat and not raise the bridges. But, yeah, it's all back to how it used to be. But I had raised it up 2 blocks so you could get under it with a boat, but it just didn't look right. Okay, let's go over here. So the library was actually built after the lighthouse, but the library is right here. It's not completed yet. It will have a chandelier. Oh crap, 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 crap. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Let me hop in a bed. Because this is bad. Jeez. I don't know if you guys saw that coming, like through the window or something. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, are you joking? Okay, okay. Let's see. There's 2 things I... Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Okay, you know what I think I'll do is I think I'll just go up through here to get to the lighthouse. And the inside of the library is not completed yet, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, you can see it from up here. Pretty nice. Lighthouse. What I like doing is coming up here and holding shift and looking out these windows, because you can see all of Riverton from here, which is really nice. Even that creeper walking on my house for some reason. But yeah. So anyway, guys, like I said earlier, thanks for listening to my whole thing about anxiety. It's not the typical video. I just wanted to share that with you guys because I feel like, you know, if I'm going to be making videos that you guys enjoy, I want you guys to know more about me, and in turn, I'd like to know more about you guys. So, yeah. And, pretty weird being in Riverton alone today. But, anyway, until next time, guys. Jesus, do you see that? Look at how many zombies are up there. Until next time, guys, this is Original Assassin, signing off.